Welcome back to Millennials Talk again. Here we are again with a new episode. This is our special episode because we have invited our special guests from Singapore and from China. So as a millennial, we also want to know what's happening, in other countries and around the world, and also expats who are coming to Myanmar are experiencing things that are happening here. So here we are. This is Joanna. Hi, Joanna.
Hi. Hello.
You can introduce a little bit about yourself.
So hi everyone, I'm Joanna. I'm from Singapore. So I just moved to Yangon as of 1st July of this year. Yeah.
Okay, so
Do you want to introduce yourself, Lucas?
this is Lucas.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Lucas Chen. I'm from China, so it's my 5th year here in Myanmar.
Oh, that's
and
long.
it's quite long. Okay, and I'm a lawyer. Okay, yeah.
So this is a pretty good match here then. 5 years I just arrived.
Some
You
fresh
can share
air,
some
yeah,
experience.
yeah, very fresh. Yeah.
So how is it going?
It's going all right. Okay, maybe I'll start because
Yeah.
I just arrived here.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to the weather. It was very hot earlier, and then now
And
it's
this is
like
winter,
really
you know,
cold.
this
Yeah,
is
now
winter.
it's winter, but it's very different from the winter I experienced in Europe last time. So other than that, I think a lot of things are changing in Yangon since I arrived here, and I feel like a lot of young people here have a lot of energy and they want to do a lot of things. And Myanmar itself is also changing with a lot of regulations and things like that. So I feel it's really like a land of opportunities here. Yeah.
A lot of opportunities also to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. A lot of massage, a lot of food. There's really so many different kinds of food in Yangon, like Shan State and all the different kinds, and Mandalay.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly trying to figure out and eat the street food. I've eaten some, not a lot. Yeah, but it's a new experience.
What's your experience after eating street food?
My stomach was surprisingly okay. It was a decent
That's a
place.
relief.
It was a good
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tried Dao already? Dao.
No.
Doto?
Dao.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
It's a pork stick.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I haven't.
All
Okay,
the-
you guys have to bring me that.
Yeah, we
You
can
can
bring
eat all the pig heart and
Oh,
intestines.
maybe not. Yeah.
How about you? Have you tried Doto?
Yes. I tried both on the street and also in the small restaurant, and they're quite good. Surprisingly good, and it's quite similar to some of the Chinese food in certain province. Yeah, it's quite similar. Yeah, we love it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not just being polite and saying it's delicious.
Yeah, it's quite delicious. Honestly, it's quite delicious. It looks not that delicious, but if you just put into your mouth and you chew it, it's quite nice. Yes, actually.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of food, like I didn't realize there was a lot of Singapore food here. Like there's Ya Kun, and then there's like Beauty in a Pot, which is also like very famous in
From
Singapore.
Singapore, right?
Yeah, I was really shocked when I came here and I realized it was here.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. So, how about at work? Do you find it? How do you find it? Like with the colleagues, how are you adapting?
I think one of the challenges I face is probably language. Yeah, because I don't speak Burmese, of course. Yeah, and I think I realized that a lot of the colleagues like to speak Burmese together because I think they feel closer when they speak Burmese, although they could both speak English. Yeah, so I think that would be one of my main challenges.
Yes,
Yeah, about like a bit of a language barrier. Not as big as other countries, but yeah, just a little.
Did you have a chance to study Burmese or?
No, so
Not yet.
I'm trying to look for a tuition teacher if you have anyone. Yeah, because I think I really want to learn. I know the numbers though. Yeah. I think that's quite important when you're ordering or asking how much something is. Yeah.
That's the most important.
Yes,
is To
yes.
fill your stomach, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you also have similar experience?
Yes. When I was during the first several years, I came here. I have the same or similar challenges many about the language. But now I hired our private teacher, and she came to my apartment nearly every week or twice a week like that. And I can make recommendation that
Oh,
to
yes,
you
yes,
like that.
yes, please.
Yes, and it
Yeah.
really helps. But it's quite been slow because sometimes I travel, so sometimes I don't have the time to attend the lessons. So sometimes that I still making progress, but it's quite slow actually. It's not easy. I cannot write, I cannot read, but I can speak. Nene Burma Saka. Like that. That's the best I can do. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think one of the challenges is also as foreigners here, we actually travel a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I travel a lot back to Singapore and on vacation elsewhere. So it actually puts a lot of like you start and then you stop and then you start again. Yeah. So there's a lot of that.
But for me, it's very interesting because that when I first came to Myanmar, I can only speak Chinese at that time. So actually,
Not English?
Not English. I can write, I can read, but I cannot speak at the time. So actually, I learned English in Myanmar actually.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, very interesting because that it's very centralized diversity here. Actually, it's not like other places maybe because China is very big, right? You know,
Yes.
it's quite diverse, but it's not that internationalized. If you go to the middle province in the middle that is blocked by mountains and then some people do not speak English at all, and they don't have the chance to get in touch with the foreigners. So it's quite hard for the local Chinese to speak very fluently English in China. But here you get exposure to the international community. You attend different activities and events, and then you can do it like that. Yes.
So you're kind of forced to learn to speak English.
Yes, because that in the office that we have not only Myanmar local colleagues, but we also have other foreigner colleagues. So we also need to speak English as the language, right? The working language. So,
Besides language, do you also experience other like cultural differences or,
Communication.
yeah, communication breakdown or communication? How do you try to communicate with your colleagues?
you have any? Yeah, it's
I
like
think-
quite.
I mean, like communication, there are two different kinds of communication. So like one of it is about, like, as we have spoken about the language, but I think another thing is also about more of the body language or how you say certain things and like the tone and things like that. I think for me as a Singaporean, sometimes we say things I feel I say things very outrightly, but the tone that is taken across could be like, oh, this person's really fierce, or like, it's like not gentle and stuff. Or so I think those are some of the cultural nuances that it's not so straightforward.
Yeah.
That I'm slowly learning in my 5-6 months here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in Myanmar, we usually address someone who is older as auntie, uncle, something like that. So it's and also it depends on like if you are a little bit just older, then you will call him or her like brother, sister,
Yeah.
Big brother,
as
big
a
sister.
big brother, big sister,
Yes,
as a
yes.
matter of like respect. So this kind of culture thing is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're working in government sector with government people, you
Right.
call them a Sia, Sia,
Yes, yes.
Siama.
Yeah. So actually, to bring back to that, so like I used to be in PwC Singapore office, right? And no matter your rank, you go by your first name. Yeah, so we just call by name. It's not like Mr. or like everything.
right.
It's all
That's
first name
really
basis. It's sort of like to break the gap, so you don't
Right.
feel like that. Like I mean,
Yeah,
in Singapore, it's
so
not like a
different,
flat
yeah.
structure, right? Yeah. So when I come here and I'm like, oh, like Ko, then the person's name, which is like Big Brother and things like that, or I'll start calling my colleagues like, oh sis, like Amma. Yeah. So I'm learning that now, right? So
Oh, you
I'm
learn
learning how
first.
to-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here
And
we
I feel
do
that
like that.
they respond better. Like they recognize that you actually pay attention to these kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because in Singapore and in China as well, I think Lenovo is one of the first companies
Yeah, true.
to break down that senior manager Wang or something. They totally break it down just first name basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that in my country is also very strict hierarchies, and there's levels of people. Then people need to show respect by putting the title before your names, like manager Wang, or like just like you said, like that. Here is because that here is more strict. I think it's sometimes that because for example that this cup is mine. I cannot say ngai haba. It's very implied, right? I need to say jenoye haba or something like that,
yeah,
right? It's like that.
Right?
So it's like an ama ogo and ule. This kind of titles, and then it's a little bit difficult for the foreigners at the first beginning because you need to identify yourself, and also you need to identify the other person. Who are you? Are you higher than me, or are you lower than me, like that? So it's a little bit complicated for foreigners. But now it's quite natural for me to actually talk to them like Seya or Seyama, and like something like that, right? It's just like get used to it. It needs some time.
I think my experience is that just to call somebody Sia or Siama, it's we give them respect, and we don't have to guess their age. No one is Sia Siama.
Well,
Yeah, just call everyone.
Call young lady like Ama or Ama, like that, she will be angry, right? Like Nima Lei will be better. Right?
What do you think?
Wine?
Yeah.
Right, 白酒.
白酒.
Drink one wine, and then everyone get drunk. Okay, so forget all the unpleasant matters, and then
Correct.
the deal done. It's like that.